And there she is, at the top, in the middle of the map. Great Britain. Doesn't get any better than that. She's beautiful, isn't she? Hey, the only actually sexually attractive country on the map. Hey, here, Ludwig, one look at her. Hey, she's beautiful, isn't she, mate? Hey, I can see why you lot wanted her so much. Now, the point is, next, of course, we have the neighbour from hell, France. I don't know why we don't just grow a great big hedge up the English Channel. Spoil their light, hey? Big noisy party in Kent, chuck some dog over the fence, hey? Set fire to a few tyres, eh? That'd be the way to go. France, or the France, as it prefers to call itself. The France. La France. The France, in case we should confuse it with some other France. With this France, or that France, or courageous, reliable, turning up in times of battle France, or... You work your way down, there's the unsolved Rubik's Cube of Europe there. Spain and Portugal, as you can see. Can't get them last two bricks. Now, who here's been to Spain? Show of hands, please. Everybody, basically. Reason for this, Battle of the Armada, 1588, we defeated the Spanish. As a result, they signed a humiliating treaty allowing our boys and girls to go and fight on their beaches. Of course, we've got to stay match fit somehow. Now, this had the added bonus, if the Spanish try anything, we're poised, ready to invade the following morning once our heads have cleared and we've stopped copulating like eels. I'll tell you what. And the whole thing with Spain, right, this is a great place to go on holiday because it's extremely hot, right? Yeah, in fact, it's so hot you can't think, innit? You get off the plane, you can't even think your way down the end of the stairs, you have a couple of beers, you wipe your own memory. It's the perfect place to go and get away from everything because you can't think, you can't remember anything. F***ing brilliant. Yeah? Now, that's fine for us. Going there for 2 weeks, a week, weekend, whatever. Yeah, for the British to get away from it all, going to a country where it's too hot to think. But for the people actually living there, it's caused all sorts of problems. Yeah, the Spanish, I mean, they have that lie down in the afternoon to try and clear their heads and make some decisions in the evening, but it's played havoc with their decision-making process, isn't it? For many centuries, they were convinced the Earth was flat. I mean, for Christ's sake, it's not even level, is it? It's ridiculous. I mean, mountains are the clue, aren't they? You know, hey, look around you, Carlos. I mean, they had to be proved wrong by an Italian. That's how low they'd sunk. Then there's that whole business of fighting animals, bullfighting. Now, I have no row with a cow. I want no battle with cattle. It's not personal, is it, the whole thing with a cow? We rear a cow, look after it for a couple of years, and it turns itself into the abattoir. But it's not personal, is it? Right? It's a business arrangement. It's not personal. I wouldn't punch a cow in the face. It would be a humiliating thing to do to it on its way to its death. I wouldn't do that. Right? It would be unfair on the cow. It just so happens I'm hungry, he's made of beef. It's not personal, is it? Obviously, I'd punch a squirrel if I could get close enough. You little bastard. Oh, stop leaving nuts in the sandpit in the beer garden. But if I did punch a squirrel, I'd be doing it for myself. Right? Out of curiosity or revenge. I wouldn't be doing it for the amusement of strangers in an arena. I wouldn't put on tights. I wouldn't stick pins in the squirrel first to enrage him. I wouldn't wave a cape the colour squirrels don't like. Just probably a grey-green like a rotten nut. I don't fucking know, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't do it. Normal. Ludwig, what's your animal size punching limit cut off? What's the biggest animal you'd punch, Ludwig? A dog. Yeah, but there's all sorts of... What are you talking, a Great Dane or a terrier? What are we talking?
Great Dane.
You punch a Great Dane. That's you and that's the Germans all over it, the Danish. You're not happy with them, each other, are you? Now, the point is this, right? I mean, if you chucked a donkey off a church tower in Great Britain... Yes, exactly. Right? If you chucked a donkey off a church tower in Great Britain, right? Yeah, you'd be on a register in about 15 minutes flat, wouldn't you? Big angry crowd of fat women in shell suits protesting at your doorstep, having brought their kids along without the faintest idea what's going on. That's because this country is normal. Now, you work your way along, there's Italy, and I'd like to point out right now that this is fact. There's no opinion in what's to follow. The basic thing with Italy, right, is they've got no follow-through, have they? You don't see stuff through to its logical. 43, they folded early. Venice, they still haven't called a plumber. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's under them stairs. Do up the stopcock, for Christ's sake. Yeah, in any other country, a flooded city that stank of shit would be regarded as a disaster, wouldn't it? Not some sort of romantic jewel in a crown. I mean, a pizza. What is a pizza? I'll tell you, it's a pasty that some arsehole hasn't shut yet, isn't it? Shut the pasty, Giuseppe! Volcanoes, because they ain't finished. Up here, we have Germany. Now, I respect the Germans, I do, yeah, because they tried twice, didn't they? 2 cracks of the world title, you'll have to respect that. Swiss, there's of course the plucky Swiss, Switzerland there. I mean, God bless the Swiss. I mean, look at the situation those people have got themselves into. Hey, look at it, hey? French to the right of them, yeah? Austrians to the left of them, Germans up above, Italians down below. Hey, you'd never sell that flat, would you? You wouldn't be able to shift it, no matter how tidy it was, how much chocolate you left lying around. This Austria, which is made of pastry, that's why it shrunk. You work your way down, you've got Yugoslavia. Now, basically, I'll explain it for the MP. Basically, Jane, the people who live in Yugoslavia don't really get on. That's all you need to know. Now, down here, Albania, where the albinos live, you've got Greece, where they invented the Olympics, Turkey, where they invented Christmas. I know which one I prefer, it comes around every year. There's Bulgaria, Romania, Moldavia, the Womble countries. There's Ukraine, the only country you can get the word urine out of in one go. There's Poland, where everyone's a trained plumber. Lithuania, where they're all electricians. Estonia, where they're all plasterers. And Latvia, where everyone's a carpenter, coming over here doing the jobs we're not prepared to do because we've all got worthless degrees in media studies. There's I mean, look at the size, when you look at the world from this angle, though, look at the size of Russia. I mean, Russia's gigantic, actually goes all the way around to America, yeah? Then you've got the international date line that we set up a while back so middle-aged men from Birmingham can meet and marry ladies from the Philippines. Then we have the Pacific Rim, Andrew. Yeah, I got your number, pal. Japan, of course, China, where they put a man into space very recently. Mind you, they didn't use a rocket, they just stood on each other's shoulders and passed him up. Fucking brilliant. Hence the leotard shortage 2 years ago. There's Mongolia, of course, we're not allowed to call it that anymore, eh? Fucking social workers. There's same goes for the Black Sea. There's Kazakhstan, of course, where the Kazakhs live, Uzbekistan, where the Uzbekis live, Turkmenistan, where the Turkmenis live, Tajikistan, where the Tajikis live, and Kazakhstan, where they're taking a fucking piss, to be honest. And it goes all the way around to Europe, yeah? Russia's gigantic, a massive country, endless mineral resources, and a population used to doing exactly as they're told for tuppence. And it's still crap, they can't turn it round. And I think the simple reason for this is they need, and the only way they're going to fix it, they need to get in a proper working alphabet with actual letters that people can read. It's a nonsense. Dingbats, what are they thinking? Down here, of course, Africa. Now, as a man of science, yeah, like Ben here, the doctor, would tell us that all human life originally evolved in Africa. Would you say that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely? Well, I can't agree with you, mate. I was in Devon 3 weeks ago. Let me tell you this, natural selection's got some powerlifting to do in Plymouth. No thumbs, tails, it's an outrage. Cornwall is actually Celtic for cousin's wedding. And we have the Middle East. Careful! In fact, the Middle East is extremely complicated. In fact, it's so complicated that me explaining it here tonight could possibly make it worse. We'll have a punt, why not? Fuck it. The point is, I mean, it's basically all you really need to know, Jane, is the people who live there don't really get on, right? And for my money, they should all pull their heads in. Right? Pull your heads in, fellas. Calm down. And a while ago, we, the British, very helpfully stepped in to try and sort out the Middle East once and for all. We did. We made an effort, yeah, on our way through to India to get a cuppa. And we sat them all down, back of an envelope, red pen and a ruler, and we drew them some nice new straight borders, yeah, around the naturally occurring oil that we had found that they weren't looking for. And we set them up with kings and queens in Arab countries with beautiful Arab names like Syria and Iraq and Jordan and Saudi Arabia. Yeah? I mean, we could have just called them Shell, Esso, BP, Texaco, Wild Bean Cafe, but no. India, or 118 Deer, as I prefer to call it. Basically, the Geordies asked for too much money. What they were... Well, they were going to spend £1 a week on, I can't imagine. Here we have. But India is a land of ancient, mysterious, mystic, ancient mystery. An ancient, mysterious, mystic land locked within an ancient, mysterious, mystic tradition of ancient, mysterious, mystic mystery, wrapped within the mysteries of ancient mysticism. With 4 billion people that we used to run with 2 blokes and a bike. And how we got away with that, I can't imagine. That's the actual mystery. Yeah, you work your way around, there's the dangling genitals of Southeast Asia, as you can see. You can see that there. Annie, can you see that? Dangling genitals. Fantastic. There's Vietnam, the left bollock, Cambodia, the right bollock, Malaysia, the bell end, Singapore, the Jap's eye. There's Christmas Island, where it is Christmas every day. Someone should tell Wizard and they can fucking knock it off. There's Indonesia, Papua got a brand new Guinea. There's Australia, or Wilkinson Land, as I prefer to call it. Here we have. Up here, of course, we have Hawaii, where Pearl Harbor is, as everyone knows. As everyone knows, where the Americans were taken completely by surprise 2 years into a global war. You're amateurs, mate. Now, Tropic of Cancer, they should change that. It's tasteless. It's upsetting for the relatives. There's Easter Island, of course, where there's lots of chocolate. The Galapagos, where we invented evolution. Down here, the South Pole. Now, everyone knows that the British were actually second to the South Pole. That's a fact. I'm not afraid of admitting that. But because we got there second, we were able to verify that the other bloke got there first. Which means, strictly speaking, we're the umpire on that one. Therefore, it's our game, our rules, we win. Can't argue that. Can't argue that. Falkland Islands, 1982, no help from no one else, eh? Fantastic. And that wasn't a war for oil either. That was a war for penguins, which, of course, are an essential ingredient in making Guinness. You boil them up, the white stuff floats to the top. There's treacherous Argentina, Chile, which is stringy. Up here we have Peru. Has anyone here been to Peru? Anyone at all? Yeah, a couple of people been to Peru. Yeah, the lady there, what's your name, love? Laura. Posh. Now, you went, what was Peru like, love? Beautiful. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm never going there, sweetheart. And I urge none of you to go there, and I urge none of you to have anything to do with Peru, right? Because that country might be beautiful, love, but it's bang out of order. I'm no bleeding art, you've detected that by now, but the way they treat their bears is a fucking outrage. The way they take a bear and he's not even fully grown, they give him a suitcase and a scruffy old hat and a scruffy old coat. They give him his travel documents, a note, please look after this bear, not even say what his fucking name is. Send him off on his way, eh? It's an outrage. Coming over here eating our marmalade sandwiches. There's There's Colombia, where excitement's from. There's Venezuela, capital city, Caracas. Grow up. Panama, 1 canal. I'm not impressed. We got thousands, don't we? And ours all lead to Great Britain, don't they? Not the arse end of fucking nowhere. There's the cricketing area, not what it was. There's Mexico, capital city, Mexico City. Make an effort! And of course, the United States of America, which is basically, the best way of looking at it really, is it's a good idea that's got out of hand. I mean, they've lost the plot, these people. Look, you can't call a town Tampa, it's going to confuse the ladies. I mean, they got off to a good start. New England, you can see what they're trying to do there. I mean, you've got Norfolk, Durham, Richmond, Birmingham, Newark, Hertford, Manchester. They're starting to run out of sensible names, aren't they? Banger, Welsh name alert, they're in the shit. I mean, then they go mad. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Albuquerque. It's not, we're not playing fucking Scrabble, fellas. Up here, of course, is Canada. Now, these people in this part of Canada are absolutely... This is priceless. These people in this part of Canada are absolutely convinced that they're French. That's not the case. They're just living somewhere shit and it's a reflex action. Baffin Island without a baffin on it. Greenland, which is white. Iceland, which is a volcano. The Faroe Islands, nowhere near Egypt. I'm not responsible for the names. And back here, of course, is Great Britain, because that's one of the most beautiful things about the world being round the way the British God made it for us. Because God is British, that's why we don't have earthquakes in this country. Because you don't shit on your own doorstep. The most beautiful thing about the world being round is whichever way you go, you'll always end up back here in Great Britain, here in Her Majesty's London, on a Sunday night, drinking in the Bloomsbury Theatre with people like you. Yeah? Yeah. That's right.